Yes, there are absolutely sections where the melody does not land on the third. But here is the real question. What are you going to do in that moment? Are you going to keep following the melody, or are you going to lock the changes by targeting the third? Today, I am going to give you a clear decision system so you stop guessing. Hi, my name is Junon Choi. I am an educated jazz guitarist and I teach jazz guitar as an apprenticeship, the way I learned it from real working musicians. In this clinic series, I take one common myth each episode and turn it into practical playable solution on the guitar. Today's question is simple and it is good one. Junan, you keep talking about the third, but melodies do not always target the third, right? Yes, that is true. So, here is what I am going to do today. I am going to explain the composer's balance, why melodies sometimes target third and sometimes don't. Then, I am going to give you the improviser's fork in the road, two valid paths you can choose from depending on what you need. By the end, you will know exactly what to do without getting pulled into theory arguments. This is the exact moment most jazz guitarists get stuck. They hear target the third and they translate it as I am only allowed to play the third. Or they hear follow the melody and they translate it as I am not allowed to play strong harmonic targets. Both misunderstandings destroy your solo. Not because you are missing information, but because you do not have a decision making hierarchy. So let's build that hierarchy today. First, respect the composer. Composers absolutely know what they are doing. In standard tune, like All the Things You Are, Autumn Leaves, Fly Me to the Moon, you will find a section where the melody lands on the third very clearly, especially in functional motion, because the third is where the harmony tells the truth. But you will also find a section where the melody does not target the third, and that is not mistake, that is balance. Sometimes the melody lands on the fifth, seventh, ninth. Sometimes it uses chromatic approach notes. Sometimes it avoids the strongest chord tone on purpose because the song needs to sing. So, here is the first truth. Melody target the third is not a rule. It is frequent design principle, especially in functional motion. But it is never the whole story. Now, here is the second truth, and this is the part most players never get taught. As an improviser, you stand at a fork in the road, and both paths are valid depending on what you need. Path A is keep targeting the third to play the changes clearly. If you keep targeting the third consistently, even when the melody doesn't, you can outline the harmony with extreme clarity. This is the cleanest cure for scale solo syndrome because the moment you consistently hit third in motion, your solo stops sounding like a scale exercise and starts sounding like the chord changes. Bebop melody is built on that. You are no longer painting a key center, you are spanning the progression. That is why this path is powerful. It separates the real jazz improvisation from correct notes. Path B is keep targeting the melody to preserve the song's balanced flow. But there's another path. Instead of forcing third everywhere, you keep referencing the melody, including the sections where the composer intentionally chooses something else. This path protects the song. You are not just playing changes accurately, you are continuing the composer's storyline. And here is the key. When you do this well, you do not lose harmonic clarity. You gain musical continuity. So the real skill is not arguing which path is right. The real skill is knowing when you are doing path A and when you are doing path B. That is the balance. This is exactly why great players sound inevitable. They are not randomly mixing theory concepts. They are making a deliberate choice. Right now, I'm going to lock the harmony with targets, or I'm going to protect the melody and keep the song intact. Once you hear that, a lot of famous solos suddenly make sense. Now let me show you example 1. This is a perfect spot where the melody is not living on the third. It is doing something more balanced. Okay? The first example is Charlie Christian played on the All the Things You Are. So on the top line is the melody. The second line is the Charlie Christian's solo over this All the Things You Are. By the way, the Charlie Christian, he started his solo at this point. But let's see how he is respecting the melody, the composer's way. Okay? Let's circle the target first and then see where he is playing those in-between notes. Okay? So melody is clearly here and same. When the original melody is doing, he is really playing the melody. And when the melody is not, or it is not on the target beat, he is playing his own line to make it land on the melody. This time, this is melody and the third of the chord. Keep going. Melody, melody. This melody is hanging over to the next chord. That's why he's doing the same thing. And same thing over here. Melody, target on the third, and yes. See? And let's see what he is really playing over there, his line. He is, look at these notes. This is G major triad. So what you need to see is this is a concert pitch, so key of C pitch, and this is guitar part, so this is octave higher. Okay, not this. Yeah, these three notes are the melody, and in this main structure he is putting extra notes. That is over here, the G major triad on over here, right? So the Charlie Christian, he played right, the original melody and then chord, Charlie Christian. Oh, this is A flat, I'm sorry. Right, and then over here, this is the melody, and let's find out where the melodies are. So over here is the melody, is it has a chromaticism, not here, right, on the D7, right? So what he is playing over here on the look at the top, what is it? This is diminished. He's playing. Right? Sorry. So over here is diminish 7. It is implying the flat 9 at this point. And then where is he going? He's going to the G major, the key center. So he is targeting the third. And then, yeah, he is still in the G. And as soon as he hit this F sharp minor 11 with, right? Let me show you. Melody and chords. And then what he's playing this is B7. He was playing this line over here. This is simply targeting the third, right? And over here, Charlie Christian is playing, implying E6, right? And then over here, C augmented triad. And so here is what you should notice. The composer's melody is balanced. It is not obsessed with only one target, the third. But the improvisers can choose. Option A is strengthen chord change clarity by leaning into third targeting. Option B is keep the composer's melodic contour as the main story and let harmony be implied. Neither is better. They are two different jobs. And most guitarists never learn there are two jobs. They only learn one habit. So now look at the example number 2, which was you may already notice. It is Peter Bernstein's playing the same tune. This recording, the Peter Bernstein playing, is with VLJG necking chord style trio. So it is a piano, guitar, and the bass. I guess they recorded in Japan, I guess. So there is a really short pieces, very simple solos in the recording. So the Peter Bernstein took a solo on one chorus, I guess. He played already the first 16 bar, and he is going into the bridge section. By the way, if you listen to it, Peter's solo over there, he was targeting the third, implying the melody whole time. And when he is reaching to this section, I was surprised how he choose the ideas almost same as the Charlie Christian did. Let's see. So from here, Peter being Peter, so we can look at from over here. He played the melody, right? Right? Let me play from the beginning of this first section. Oh, you guys cannot see. I'm sorry. Yep, over here. So end of the B section, he's playing. Right? This is him implying we are the section here. The melody was right. He is clearly playing the melody. And then next section, that is like Peter Bernstein, right? But still, he came a little late by paraphrasing the melody at the section, but still he is targeting the third as the melody. And look at here. He is going another target to the melody on F sharp minor 7. He is going over here as the melody over here. This is chord F sharp minor 7. And he is right? Because what is the melody? From here, going going here, he's starting from the same melody and he's going here in his own way. Right? Oh no. Yeah. And then over here, this is also very, very Peter Bernstein, right? How many times you guys hear Peter playing that? But then also see what this line really do. It is targeting the third over the chord eventually. It shows clearly it wants to go the line, right? And he's playing. And not surprisingly, he is playing the same C augmented at this point. And then I want to mention this part one more time, that when the chords hit the one chord, what the legends, they are thinking the one chord as the sixth chord, right? Charlie Christian, he played E6 on the one chord by playing his line, ends his line on 6. Same thing. On the one chord ends your line on the 6th. Not surprisingly, I saw this incident many times. George Benson, Wes Montgomery, many, almost everyone I transcribed, Kenny Burrell, Bernie Cassell, Grant Green, they think, I think the one chord for them is 6th chord, not the major 7. Okay? So, here is the voice lead jazz guitar hierarchy. The melody gives you the story. The third gives you the clarity. Your job is choosing which one you need more in that moment without losing the other. That is what melody first actually means in practice. Not ignore target, not ignore harmony. It means melody decides the direction, then targets lock it into the changes. Some people will say, okay, but if you teach this to beginners, aren't you oversimplifying? Nope, I'm not. What I am doing is fixing learning order. Most players learn 10 advanced things and still cannot make one chorus sound like music. So we restore the order. Can you follow the melody through the tune? Can you make the harmony obvious with targets? Can you decide between those two jobs in real time? That is not simplification, that is musicianship. If this episode clarified something you have been confused about, here is your next step. Start with the free foundation. Go to my website and register for essential building blocks. It is a full 2-hour training that reveals how you think without drowning you in theory. Those 2 hours I divided into section. It is free 2-hour lectures. And you will get the free PDF as well. And once you finish it, take this scorecard and I can guide you to the next step that fits for you. Then, when you are ready to see how masters apply this in real playing, go to Jazz Icon versus Insight. This is not leaked content. It is apprenticeship material, the logic behind the sound. In that versus Insight, I cover 3 tunes that I demonstrate intensely in this my series: Fly Me to the Moon, All the Things You Are, and Autumn Leaves. Those 3 tunes, how Wes plays it, and especially on Autumn Leaves, Wes played it, but the recording is not published yet, so I cannot share it with you freely, but I transcribed just one chorus of a solo in that lecture. In the next clinic episode, I am going to address a closely related myth. Isn't it biased to talk about third at all? Does not that flatten the music? And I will show you how real players use third as a control system without turning their solos into rigid formula. The best example for that is bebop. The Charlie Parker clearly target the third and make his own sound, very, very unique sound that I already showed you in Donna Lee. My next example on this series will be confirmation. So leave your question in the comments. I will put the next clinic topic from what you are actually asking. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.